There is a lot of hype about the world getting ever more digital, and there is a whole discussion as to whether rule sets should be adjusted to that. What is your opinion?
Competition authorities need to be up to date, as well as legislation needs to be up to date, because that's the framework we work in. So we have had a lot of discussions with the ministries in Austria when we're discussing possible amendments. If we need to change something to face better the more digitalized world in competition enforcement and in merger control.
And what was the outcome of these discussions? Have you decided that you will make amendments?
Absolutely. So there is a new threshold that was introduced into Austrian merger control. Mm-hmm. It will come into force on the 1st of November, but the law has already passed Parliament, and the date for coming into force has been set with 1st of November, so there's a time frame for the authority to adapt and to formulate guidelines for undertakings.
And what will that mean in practice, how these thresholds will actually look like?
Well, the new threshold looks different from the ones we have at the moment, since in addition to the threshold of 300, you need 300 million euros combined turnover worldwide, and then you need 50 million euros turnover in Austria, but combined again, and then the transaction value needs to exceed 200 million euros. And in addition, you need a local nexus, so there needs to be some impact on Austria. But that leaves wide discretion to the Austrian authority. So that's why we have decided and already made public that we will introduce guidelines so that undertakings have legal security and they know in advance if they need to notify or not. And since our new threshold is quite similar to the one of Germany, mm-hmm. We have decided together with the Bundeskartellamt to publish common guidelines, mm-hmm. and we're having a working project on that, and we hope that quite soon we can publish common guidelines, and so undertakings will know when to notify in Germany and also in Austria.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned Germany, because clearly they are underway to introduce very similar measures, adjusting their measure thresholds there. And also both Austria and Germany happen to be the two European jurisdictions where most filings already have to be made. So query, to what extent do you expect this will increase the workload for your authority, and are you already hiring more resources? How do you expect this will change your day-to-day life?
Well, fortunately, our budget has been increased and our staff has been increased already in hindsight, but not only for merger control, but also for our other areas of enforcement. Last year we had 420 mergers notified in Austria, so that's quite a huge number for our country size and the size of our GDP. However, we do not expect many mergers to come in. We think that this new threshold targets very specific situations, and we believe it's important that merger control exists for these, but we do not expect many mergers. But the ones that will come in, they will be complex, that's for sure.
Well, remains to be seen, huh? We're all looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Welcome.